Welcome back, guys. We've been pivoting a lot ever since this pandemic struck. Some has found their footing and others are still searching. So how can we thrive through it all from an entrepreneur's perspective? Let's welcome Kamal Brown, CEO of Digital Global Marketing Limited. Hello, Kamal. Welcome. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm trying to thrive, you know?
You're trying to thrive and strive like everyone during this pandemic.
Indeed. That's all we can do, right?
That's all we can do. So, how can entrepreneurs thrive through it all, especially during these uncertain times?
Well, let me see, entrepreneurship is typically wrought with uncertainty. You know, what COVID has brought is kind of like a 10x, you know?
Yes.
10x uncertainty. But I mean, to be frank, I'm no guru. I don't have all the answers. You know, I penned a piece in the Gleaner, which is why I'm here. Speaking to, just my perspective, how I've kind of tried to pivot my brain, not just the business, but try to look at the positives and look for opportunities where they exist. So the first thing I would really recommend is that we kind of accept the reality. I think when COVID first came around, everybody was saying, 2 months, 3 months.
They were trying to put a time on it.
Yeah, back to business as usual, And I think we've pretty much seen that this is not only our new normal, but it's something that we have to contend with for an uncertain amount of time. People estimate it at 2 years. Who knows? Knock on wood and everything else. We could be just in COVID forever, right? But clearly, that is not what I would like or any of us would like. But the reality is, we kind of have to accept that reality and kind of find coping mechanisms within it from an entrepreneur perspective, from an individual perspective. And a lot of that, I recommend going internal versus looking external. Clearly, we can't change or necessarily manipulate our external reality. This is out there. There's no known cure at present, et cetera, et cetera. So we have to look internal and kind of do things like, things that really bring happiness to our lives. Things like maybe just like reading a book. Clearly, exercise is very, very important in this time, just to kind of keep you focused on goals that might not be business oriented, but personal goals.
And also probably a release as well. It's a bit of a release to some persons.
Yeah, man. Exercising is great. You can find a new hobby. One thing I've done, I started playing golf. I started boxing to do that same type of release.
Okay.
No, you have to find things that you're actually interested in, because the reality is isolation is not human nature. We're social beings. We're social beings by virtue of just being humans, and so no matter if you're an introvert, you're still suffering at home, because at least you could at that point regulate whenever you saw persons. Now it's being regulated by the state.
No, it's like you're being forced to.
Indeed, and that taking away of free will is something that I think many of us have never experienced, and it's taking some adjustments. And so, there's going to be a lot of anxiety. I personally, everything has been very debilitating from an entrepreneur's perspective, having to kind of pull back on your goals, stall things, make adjustments.
Redirect some things as well.
Yeah, man, changing just exactly how you're operating. Some persons have actually ceased operation. So, I mean, it's the apathy out there is palpable. But I just want to encourage persons to really, focus on stability. If it is that your business has gone belly up, focus on your internal stability. Focus where you can, because the reality is, we all are going through. The world over is going through this pandemic, and as a result, the only thing we can do is cope and try to find opportunities within this reality. And there are always opportunities.
So, Kamal, tell me something. As an entrepreneur, have you ever found yourself in a space or even at a place where you're like, wow, I cannot see through this right now. I can't see through this situation. I can't see beyond this issue and just the stress of the pandemic. I just cannot see my way through or out. Have you ever found yourself in that place?
Only one time.
Okay.
March 2020.
Oh, wow.
To August 2020. Right.
So that means that from the pandemic hit Jamaica, which was in March, you've been in that frame of mind, and
let me not say from then. There was quite a bit of, optimism still, taking moves, things were happening, we had a lot of deals on the books, everything. This was going to be our best year ever, right? I mean, it was going to be amazing.
Everybody said 2020 was going to be the year.
But my thing was, it was good, things were good.
Yeah.
It was going to be crazy. And, up until I think about May, I was still very, very optimistic. I hadn't had to do like salary reductions as yet heavily. I didn't have to make certain adjustments because we had planned wisely, and pretty soon I realized, a lot of deals were stalling, a lot of things that were supposed to go the way that I thought they weren't anymore. state-based funds dried up. We do a lot of work with the state. And so there was just change was happening at an astronomical pace. And so just adjusting to that left a lot of us entrepreneurs in limbo, because here you are, you have your team to pay, you have plans, you have things you want to achieve, but at the same time, here you have this thing weighing down on you that's literally crumbling the larger economy, naturally trickling down to you.
It's like the monkey on your back, the monkey on your shoulder.
So, you know, it's a unique, and I think we have to put things into perspective. This is what really helped me, and I'm still, you know, going through, as we all are. This is not to say that I'm completely good. And I think in this time, you know, support is so very important. Look within your circle, family, friends, you know, building that essential support system. If you don't have it, speak to a counselor, whatever you need to do, you know, to kind of keep your brain focused on the future, keep your mind stable, because remaining centered in this time is the most important thing. You know, a lot of persons have been doing Zoom, link up with their friends, you know, having online parties, shifting, you know, just kind of
socials.
shifting.
We're just shifting gears. I was actually going to ask you, how did you manage to rise above that feeling, or just that the thinking of, hey, I can't see beyond where I'm right now because of this pandemic and everything that has been going on? But you mentioned putting things into perspective, getting the support that you need, and moving digitally.
Yeah. I mean, the funny thing is, a lot of firms have moved digitally, but a lot of people are like, Kemal, it's supposed to be rolling in the bank. But I'm like, remember, also persons have stopped spending. Persons have literally pulled back. I'm like, hold on, let's just observe. There was a bit more optimism early on, but a lot of persons have pulled back. But nonetheless, I mean, I'm blessed. We still are getting business. We're still closing new deals.
Right.
You know, things have really, I think persons have now realized, okay, this is going to be here. So we can't stall all our activity. And as a result, things are kind of changing to the positive, at least where we're concerned. But I do empathize with, you know, a lot of entrepreneurs that literally their industries and their companies cannot operate within this time because they're face to face. And, you know, Winston Churchill had a quote that said, you know, if you're going through hell, just keep going. Don't stop.
Keep going. You don't want to stop here.
Pit, right?
Yeah, not at all.
It's an important time for self-care. It's an important time to really look introspectively. A lot of persons have said, you know, in this time, they've discovered demons they didn't know they had. They've discovered angels as well in their lives.
Yeah.
And I think we really have to put things in perspective. This happens once every 100 years. We live in a time where we've been hyper connected. So it's even deeper than the previous times when this has happened. We live in a time of hyper connection, and now we've literally had to cease a lot of that. And so psychologically, it's a lot to manage. I'm no psychologist. I can only speak from my perspective. And so I think, you know, just the vital support and really being patient, being compassionate with yourself, giving yourself time is the most important thing. Because I can tell you, as an entrepreneur, I'm go 100% of the time. I'm a very aggressive guy. I love movement. I love progress. And having to stall that, it's alien to me. I've never experienced that in my life. I wondered what I was doing. Every day I get up, I was like, oh my God, you know, no progress. Like, and so, you know, I just believe that it's really an adjustment. And I think we should just take our time. Take your time. Be patient with yourself.
And just take your time. Dig deep as well.
Don't put pressure on yourself and dig deep.
Dig deep and just put everything into perspective as to how you want to go above and beyond, and just keep it moving safely, of course.
Indeed. I mean, you know, even to keep it moving, sometimes you have to stop. Sometimes you have to stop what it is you're doing. Reevaluate your life, reevaluate where you are. Think about new opportunities that you might see in front of you, and really plot a trajectory shift, because in every crisis, there's opportunity.
Correct.
And so we have to look at that. Every crisis, there are persons that have made billions in this crisis. Like if you own Zoom, for example, you made a lot of money, right?
Yes, so there's an opportunity now.
There's an opportunity in every crisis. And so I encourage everyone to kind of look for that in personal capacity, in your corporate capacity, even in your entrepreneurial capacity. You know, try to keep
any capacity at all. Just keep going. Put it into perspective. Dig deep as well, but be patient with yourself. Kemal, I want to encourage you to stay safe, guys. Stay safe. Yes, stay safe, Kemal. And keep it going. So accept reality, focus, and look within. Thanks for joining us, Kemal Brown, CEO of Digital Global Marketing Limited. We'll be right back, guys.